Hello guys, this is Micah with New Day Realty Consulting Group. Today we're going to basically talk about what are the best real estate companies that you can go with. My experience in this is, well, I've actually had the privilege to work with some of the best companies in the industry. Basically, I've been with Keller Williams, I've been with RE/MAX, and those are pretty much in your big five, if you will. Those two companies usually fight between the top two, top three. I'm sure a lot of us have heard of Berkshire and so forth. But what I want to talk about here today is, the advantage of the certain companies on what would best be a fit for you. So let's go ahead and let's jump right in here. Basically, what I would say, if to a company like Keller Williams, a lot of people probably heard of Keller Williams. Some of you haven't. The reason why Keller Williams does not do a lot of advertising, they don't do advertising on TV at all. Their whole motto is be out in the community. If there's a storm, like I live here in South Florida, the hurricane comes, they do a lot of free cleanup. We had the shooting down here in Parkland, which is maybe about 15, 18 minutes. They did a lot of stuff for them after, the shooting. And they get their name out like that. They do a lot of good things in the community. They have the #1 training program in all industries. They were ranked #1 just about a year and a half ago. I think it still ranks #1. It was #2 when I first got involved in the company, but they actually made it to #1. The difference between them and a lot of people, well, obviously they have good training. However, that training is basically on prospecting, which is a lot of telemarketing, door knocking, mailing cards, working scripts. They have script classes. Most agents don't take advantage of that. Probably, I would say 98% or 98% don't want anything to do with picking up a phone or knocking on a door. But they have all that stuff. They have good technology. They have everything. That's the good side of it. They're good at advertising. They get a lot of listings. They'll do open houses for you. Stuff like that. Stuff that looks good with the fluff and buff. The disadvantages of Keller Williams, what I would say, a lot of young agents. The agents are brand new. They're barely, some of them are only 20 years old. I mean, they're barely removed from high school, and you don't really know what you're going to get when you get a Keller Williams agent. What you will get is someone who has got great training as far as prospecting, but as far as you're looking for somebody who's going to spend a lot of money in marketing your home, very highly unlikely, because for one, most of them are young. Yes, there are some big heavy hitters in Keller Williams, so I know there's somebody who's going to inbox me. I know all the Keller Williams offices in Tampa and out here, and there's like 3 or 4 heavy hitters out of 200 agents. You can't really count that. But yeah, that's very much like the issue you would have is, they'll go out there, they'll knock on the doors in your neighborhood. They might do some calls. Very few will do that. But yeah, they have a great training program, but that training program doesn't really help you per se. But they do have a lot of leverage with the name. Now, another company that I would like to talk about is a company I was with that I feel is probably going to be my I would say #1 company, and that would be RE/MAX. Now, RE/MAX, you go into RE/MAX, you're dealing with an agent with RE/MAX. That agent has got some experience. That agent's doing business, because with RE/MAX, unlike Keller Williams, Keller Williams, you can pay like $70 a month or less to have them hold your brokerage license. But the trick with them, to cap out to make 100% on a commission, you got to pay them 21 grand a year. With RE/MAX, you have to pay them, it can be $400 a month just to hold your license, or out here where I live, you get towards the beach, $1,200 a month just to hold your license. And you're on a 95-5 split, which means they only make 5% of what your sale cost is. So if you get a commission of like $10,000, they would be entitled to 5%. Keller Williams, they get 36% of that until you cap out to $21,000. Over there, it's about $11,000, and you cap out with most RE/MAX brokerages. Another one I would like to say, Berkshire, Century 21. These are good companies. Now, what I would suggest you interview agents from these companies that I'm talking about. If you're wanting to go the realtor route and have a real estate professional help you sell your home. Now, when you have these agents come, I would try, when you call the brokerage, you tell the lady on the phone that you want a person with 10 or more years experience. That's what I would do to keep you safe, to make sure you're bringing in, the most reputable agent that you could possibly have to take up about an hour and a half of your time doing an interview process, or maybe an hour depending on how fast they are. Some of these interviews can be very long, but that's what I would recommend. And you have the interview with a Keller Williams agent, a RE/MAX agent, Berkshire Century 21, and I would try to keep it within those few companies and see what their model is, see what they offer and see what you think will be a good fit for you and your market. Now, the thing is, when you do have these agents come through the door, you need to be very careful. This is going to be a quick tip for you. We're only going 6 minutes, and I want to keep these videos well under like 15 minutes. You want to be careful about where they try to buy the listing. Now, buying the listing is where a couple agents already came in before them. They basically did what like the Kelley Blue Book is. It's a market analysis, but it's like Kelley Blue Book on a car. It's basically going to show what your house is worth. I mean, unfortunately, guys, it doesn't matter if you drop 15 to 40 grand on your kitchen, you're not going to recoup that money back, unfortunately. So a lot of people will try to do that. Now, what an agent will do sometimes, they'll try what we call buy the listing. Buy the listing is where he comes in after a couple other agents come in. Let's say your property was worth $225,000. Well, he comes in and he goes, you know what? I believe that I could get around 250, 255. I believe I could really do that. With my experience, I've sold this many homes this year. I've been in this business for 12 years. And boom, he knows now, or she knows, that they're not going to be able to do that. But what they do have is they got you now under contract for about 180 days to a year. Some of them even write a year. I know a lot of agents will write a year. And what they do is they play the game. The house isn't getting offers, and then what they'll do is they'll come to you and they'll be like, hey, look, we've had 10 showings, we haven't had one offer. Statistics show that that's saying that we're priced a little high. Let's go ahead and just nudge it down. And what they do is they play the game, and you guys keep nudging it down until you finally get an offer that you're willing to accept and sell, and he got those other agents out of the way during the interview process. So I just wanted to put this out here real quick for you guys. Please do me a favor, hit the like button or subscribe. I'm going to try to keep these videos as small as possible, but get right to the point. And as you know, I do consulting work. I don't charge any kind of like 6% or crazy fees like that. It's a very simple fee. It's basically a transaction fee. It's $495, and we will get your house sold. $495. I walk you through how to get your home sold, and if you're not happy the way things are going for during 30 days during the process, hey, I'll give you the $495 back. But guys, hope to see you again soon. If you have any questions, inbox me, and hey, let's make it a great day.